morning and welcome one and all on this Wednesday. It is our only, well, not our only, but our final show of the week. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving, and let me start out by wishing all of you a fantastic Thanksgiving. Hopefully you get to spend it with people you love and care about. My boys are here. Well, my youngest is here. My oldest is going to be here today. And I got to tell you, I got the funniest text from my older son yesterday. A lot of you know Joey. He's on the station here. He's with us every Monday. He's financial guy at Northwestern Mutual. I've encouraged all of you to reach out to him and make sure you're not going to have to get hit with all these massive losses. But I never thought about this. He texted me last night that he goes, yeah, a bunch of your customers are texting me wanting to know if the backup turkey story is true. And he goes, absolutely hilarious. And of course, for those of you that don't know the story of the backup turkey, I invented it. I'd like to think I invented it. But it goes like this. You have to be, in order to execute the backup turkey, you have to be invited to somebody else's house for Thanksgiving. And you know how it is when you go. First of all, you're there a long time and you're never quite sure, what's the right amount of time? How long are you supposed to stay? And then a lot of times you're like, man, I wish I could get out of here. You're sending your wife the smoke signals, right? The kids are starting to act up, whatever it may be. I came up with the solution because the other side of it too. So when you're leaving, right, you get the leftovers, and you know you know what you get, right? Maybe you get a couple of slices of pie. You know you're going to get the green bean casserole. Nobody wants that. But you're going to, maybe if you're lucky, there's some mashed potato. When it comes to the turkey, right, what do you get? You're getting the scraps, right? Maybe some dark meat. You're lucky if you can paste together a couple of turkey sandwiches. And it's Thanksgiving. By the time you get home, you're going to want a turkey sandwich before you go to bed. Well, you can now kill two birds with one stone. It's called the backup turkey. And what you do is you have your wife, you buy the turkey, and I don't know how long it takes to cook a turkey, so full disclosure. But however long it takes, you plan it out to where, okay, we can only be at whatever, the mother-in-law's house or the sisters or whoever it is. Hey, we can only be there for 3 to 4 hours. You know what? We got a turkey in the oven. Right? And think about what a hero you're going to be because, hey, you'll take the green bean casserole, right? You'll take whatever potatoes they got left and maybe some cranberry sauce and who knows, that potato salad or fruit salad, whatever it may be. But what a gracious host. You guys, everybody else can have more turkey because we've got the backup turkey at home, and you come into your house, and it's great because now your house smells like turkey, right? And you stayed a reasonable amount of time, but after that, you got to go. You got to go because you don't want to burn the house down. And we actually have done the backup turkey for years and years. Now this year, unfortunately, this is the bad part. Somehow this year we're hosting Thanksgiving And when you're the host of Thanksgiving, you can't pull off the backup turkey. So anyhow, I do appreciate, I know this, my son thought it was absolutely hilarious that you guys were texting him and asking him if the backup turkey was actually a true story. It absolutely is. I hope this helps you all out there listening out there. It's not too late. Not too late to, text your wife right now. Send her out. Hey, go to the store, grab a turkey. We're going to have the backup turkey. Don't worry. You're only, and think about this. Maybe you're going to your parents' house. Your wife doesn't want to be there all night, right? Think about it, right? Your kids, they get fussy, they get bored. You're at the grandparents' house. You're like, they probably got rabbit ears on their TV, right? Who knows? They don't have Wi-Fi. You want to get the heck out of there. Backup turkey. There you have it. 800-951-0592. You're listening to the Patriot Radio News Hour on this Wednesday. AllAmericanGold.com is the number to call to get your orders placed. Gold and silver are up again today. Silver, we know what's happening there. I warned you about the dimes and the quarters. We still got a great price on dimes and quarters, but the sale on that is gone. I still have Silver Eagles on sale. We still have some $20 gold on sale. We got that and a whole bunch more coming up for you. Don't touch that dial. 800-951-0592. And again, I probably should have told you. I forgot. I do it every year. I always tell the backup turkey story. Jason, backup turkey.
Yeah, I don't know what's what's so hard to believe that you actually do that. I mean, it's interesting that people are doubting the story. I thought that was pretty interesting. Knowing the listeners, it doesn't surprise me. But
come on now, our listeners, they are you kidding? We don't believe anything. That's kind of our thing.
That's right. So I totally get it, but it's. I've listened to that story years before I joined up with Patriot Training Group in 2018, Brian and myself. So that's Joe's Thanksgiving radio tradition, right?
Yeah, and what's so funny is Brittany is like, oh my God, Hans and we're talking about it right now. We get the backup turkey, and Arlene was saying the same thing. She's like, oh my gosh, you've been telling that story for so long. We used to have Thanksgiving. We used to always have it at Eric and Lori's, and that was our solution to two different things. How long do you stay, and how to get good leftovers?
You know how politically incorrect the putting the timeline on the visit is, Joe? I'm surprised you haven't got some hate mail from somebody that happened to listen to this on accident.
How dare you?
You don't put a time limit on visiting.
Time limit on family. Hey, listen, there's a lot of family out there, and my family's no exception. Timelines are needed. You know what I'm saying? There's just certain people that, hey, for whatever reason, if they spend too much time together, you're asking for trouble.
It does put sort of a rule book in place for the visit, so people they have to look at their watch. Well, oh, Joe's leaving. I don't want to bring up that sticky subject. He's gonna be leaving in 20 minutes. You know what?
And we were very consistent with it year after. So in the first year, it was kind of a surprise, But by the end of it, they knew. And the best thing was, Lori used to make me an extra pan of rolls just so we could take home for the backup turkey.
Well, I think it's a good idea. There's always really good solutions to life. So I think that's why the story's so good.
So there you have it. And again, I don't know. Joey never tells me, but. Whoever texted him, man, you made his day. And the funny part was, he said to me that it was two different people that texted him. So it wasn't just one, it was two, but you guys made his day. He actually was in his office. He said he laughed out loud when he got it. So
I got a better question.
We
How about this
appreciate
question?
that.
I got a better question. How about this one? Because you did the show with Eric for many years. And I'm guessing Thanksgiving was at Eric's house at least once over those years.
It was always there, so Eric knew. I would tell the story.
That's what he knew.
With Eric here. He loved it.
So he knew
He thought it was great. Well, you know why he loved it? That just meant more turkey for him.
That was my question, because I didn't know if any of these gatherings were not at Eric's house. And here he was on the air hearing the story and wondering, what he was thinking about this. So now I have the answer.
Now you have the answer. So there you have it. I hope that helps some of you out there. It's I think a pretty ingenious thing, and people, especially maybe the kids are a little younger, and I'm older now. I'm a little more crotchety. Who knows? They may appreciate it. That, hey, okay, God, thankfully they left, right? I don't know. I'm sure that happens out there. So you may be doing somebody a favor.
I always think that Thanksgiving's been a favorite family get-together holiday, Joe, just for the simple fact that a lot of people have both Thursday and Friday off. And let's face it, when you have the family gathering on a Sunday or something, everyone's got to go back to work the next day. So I think the reason Thursday works so good is, hey, nobody really has to get moving really fast. Nobody has to really go or be anywhere. And so in your situation, you got dinner cooked for the next day too. So
that's right. Well, you know what? Full disclosure, we always have told my wife to buy a turkey that's way too big, and then So let's just Thursday night we loved it. Friday morning still loved it. Friday afternoon, okay, maybe turkey's getting a little old. And then by Friday night, hey, whatever's left, if you're not going to throw it in and make a soup out of it, just get rid of it, right? So. But hey, you know what the old adage, right? I'd rather have too much than not enough.
Yes, very American.
Right? Very American. So very. You know what? And I'll say this too. So Thanksgiving for me, I feel like I got my start really. My radio career probably got started at Thanksgiving because at my house we always had Thanksgiving at my dad's parents, so my grandparents, my mom's in-laws. And we had a big family. My grandfather had 8 brothers and sisters, 7 brothers and a sister. So it was a big get together. And to this day, I obviously as a kid I didn't look at it this fondly, but now in my 50s, it's some of my favorite memories. All the adults after the food, the big feast, right? Us kids, we'd start running around and trying to find whatever we could do at Grandma and Grandpa's house. They would get the coffee and the dessert, right? The pies out, and then the great debate would start. And I am sure this Thanksgiving, it would have been all about the elections, Donald Trump, Russia, Ukraine. I mean, and there would be, we're Italians. So there'd be a lot of screaming and yelling, and we like to talk with our hands. And my grandfather, he was the head, he just liked to stir it up. How's that? So he kind of was the guy orchestrating it all. And every once in a while, as the screaming and yelling would get to a fevered pitch, I would catch my grandfather kind of sitting back in his chair with his hands behind his head with a big smile on his face, so proud of the debate that he had caused. And I think that just gave me the basis for doing radio.
Yeah, I'm sure your the last 3 Thanksgivings would have been probably good discussions.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, now who knows, right? You know, we know in a lot of families that whole Trump thing actually broke up families. Like, I can't even have Thanksgiving.
2020 Thanksgiving would have been coronavirus and lockdowns and masks and vaccines and all that.
Boy, that would have been interesting. I think our family would have persevered. Nothing ever came to blows. It was always just a really good debate. And then the funny thing is after that was over, then they broke out the cards. That's what my family did. They'd play spades and hearts, pitch, euchre. I mean, I learned all of those card games. And of course, that was another, more screaming and yelling. So that's how we did it. We ate a lot of food and did a lot of screaming and yelling.
No table talk on spades, right?
Oh my God! Oh man! Oh man! They would always they'd let the kids have like one game, where we would play with the grandparents, and oh yeah. Me and my brothers, we were notorious for the table talk. And my grandparents were like, "Hey, yeah, we're not that dumb."
How many kids are in the TV room? 3.
Hey, did you know it's dark at night? Right? Right? So hey, play one of those darker colored cards, or hey, you know what I love? I really love my girlfriend, right? So lead with hearts, right? That kind of stuff. Yeah, we did all of that stuff. So let's just say our card playing growing up, we were less than ethical. But our grandparents, they were good sports. They allowed it. So
cool. Yeah, that's the way it should be, man. There's it's supposed to be a time of year when I think people should enjoy themselves. And I think most people do enjoy this holiday because it's got less consumerism involved. It's just about a meal, right?
Yeah, it's just about eating and getting out of there. So there you go. I hope, again, everyone has a great Thanksgiving. We're going to do kind of an interesting little show here. We're not going to get too technical, but for everybody that's been listening that maybe hasn't ordered, but you've been thinking about ordering, you don't know, or IRAs. We're also going to cover some IRAs and things like that. But the ordering process, listen, we don't call clients. We don't make outbound phone calls. Obviously, we'll call you, hey, when your product's ready. If you asked us, hey, will you call me when you get my check or something like that? But we don't call our customers and try to sell them anything. If you order with us today and you never call us again, you won't hear from us. I think in the last 10 years or more, I think we've sent out one mailer in 10 years. I don't plan on sending out another one. We kind of get all of our listeners usually from our website and the radio show, so we don't make outbound calls. In case you're worried about that, like, oh no, I'm going to call them, I'm going to ask them questions, and because I call them, they're going to call me for the rest of my life. We don't do any of that stuff. Like I said, you can call and ask a question, and you would never hear from us. But it's really easy. It's really simple when you call our 800 number. And by the way, I want to thank our listeners. I got multiple phone calls about how great the girls here are at the office, Arlene and Connie and Brittany. They're going to treat you with dignity, respect. They're going to answer all your questions. Arlene literally knows more about our customers. It's incredible. People, when you're doing a really good job is I'm always here in the morning by myself. customers sometimes will forget, and I'll answer the phone, and they'll ask, oh, hey, is Arlene there? And I'm like, no, Arlene's off today, or Arlene doesn't get in for another hour. Can I help you with something? And they'll be like, nah, that's all right. I'll call back later. And I'm just like, wow, I own the company. I probably could help you, but they'd rather talk to her than me. That's probably a good thing. She's a lot nicer than I am anyway. But you call the number. Listen, all the items we advertise on the show, those are the best deals we have on that particular day. A lot of companies out there, they like to advertise these really low prices. And Jason, then you call them up, and it's the old bait and switch, or some reason why they can't sell you the item that they're advertising. We don't do any of that. But when we get back, we'll get into placing orders and IRAs and all of that. Don't touch that dial. 800-951-0592, Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason here, our Thanksgiving show. Our offices will be closed tomorrow and Friday for the Thanksgiving holiday. You can leave us a voicemail. Our shopping cart is 24/7. You can go out to allamericangold.com, click on the shopping cart button, and see all of our products. Right now, we've got $20 gold on sale at $2,095. We've got rolls of Silver Eagles. I'm going to tell you right now, Silver Eagle price got to go up, but I'm holding it right now. Right now, silver is up almost another 40 cents now, picking up pace here, $21.40. But I've got rolls of Silver Eagles at $770. If you buy a case of Silver Eagles, it will be $19,000. And both of those, that's about the cheapest anywhere out there. But you can always go to the shopping cart 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But if you want to, ask questions or pick up the phone and order, you call 800-951-0592. Our offices are in Arizona and Phoenix, Arizona right now. Arizona, we don't change the clocks, but we are on now Mountain Time right now. If you want to know, so it's just after 9:30 here. The girls get to the office at 8 o'clock in the morning in Arizona time. So just keep that in mind. I'm here earlier than that, and I can always help you. But believe it or not, they're way better at it than I am. But like I was saying before, Jason, the items that we're advertising, that's the best item we have that day. But as an example, let's say, we had silver on sale but not gold, but you want to buy gold. Call us. I think one of the best things, too, I want to remind people, don't be afraid to say, hey, what do you got? What do you have that's good? I mean, we're going to ask you a couple of questions, right? How much do you want to work with? Because that will obviously be a factor. If you've got $1,000, it's going to be different than if you've got $100,000, obviously. But don't be afraid to say, hey, what do you got? Because there's a lot of things that we have in the vault. So we got a vault here, a vault in Colorado, where we have things. We just don't have enough of them to run them on the air. And we can get you a really great deal. But like I always tell people, Jason, probably the easiest is when we run one of these specials, just call up and say, I want the special, right?
That's exactly right. Yeah, that's the best priced item we have that day that we put it on the air because, one, we have enough to service the audience. Like Joe said, we have cool items that we can sell all the time, but you can't put two items on the air. It's just not fair to the people that hear it and want it. And if three people want it, one guy's out. But you could always stop into the office. Anybody's been in the Colorado office, they've seen I put my extra odds and ends silver on my desk. And especially the cash customers, they come in, and instead of getting them $10 change or $20 change on whatever cash they brought in, the balance is always in silver. So there's always extra silver. There's always gold in the vault to buy live. If you just want to make a call in and say, hey, Jason, I'm going to be in an hour. Do you got anything? What kind of gold do you have? What kind of silver? So we can take care of you. Just make sure you call us ahead of time. It doesn't help us just to have the walk-in business, because you never know if Joe or myself are involved in a meeting or with a customer that's buying a substantial amount, which we're going to be locked into that for a while. But other than that, Joe, man, just buy the special. As soon as it ships and it's ready, we call you, set up that appointment, you come in. It's a really easy way to take care of things. It also is the same exact situation when it comes to selling. If you want to sell metals to us, give the Arizona office a call. If you have my number for someone that I've dealt with, you can call me. Set up a time to come in, and we'll get you taken care of for selling metals also, Joe.
Yeah, and when you call, we give you a trade number. That just locks us in. So that's something that a lot of people always ask. Well, because maybe you don't live in Arizona or Colorado, or you're going to be mailing a check or whatever it may be, or, hey, we don't have it. Because a lot of times we're going to sell stuff that some of the stuff may not even be in the country yet. Some of it's going to be at our wholesalers. We've got wholesalers in all over the United States, really all over the globe, but in California, in Texas, in Florida. I mean, we have wholesalers in Europe, in Hong Kong. I mean, we really do source product everywhere. But a lot of times how this works is, hey, they've acquired this product. It's going to be shipping to us in the next 3 to 5 days. But they're like, hey, we want to blow through it. They want to sell it. They offer it to us. We offer it to you. How does that work? Because obviously gold and silver are still trading, and really simply, when you order from us, you get the trade number when you order, and that locks us both in. After you've placed that order, whatever gold and silver does after that is irrelevant. It doesn't matter. Gold could go up $100. Silver could go down $3. We're still locked in to the price that you were quoted when you made that phone call or when you placed that order. And Jason, it really works out really well, and so it really doesn't matter. Like I said, you ordered, and let's just say, go back a couple weeks ago. Remember, gold was $1,620. Everybody ordered that day. The next day, gold was up like $50. Yep. Doesn't matter. You were locked in at that, whatever the price was, at $1,620. And we kind of do business kind of the old-fashioned way, right, Jason? Hey, we're going to honor our commitment. You honor your commitment.
Yeah, and that's the way you got to do it, because it's not an instantaneous deal that's being done. Anybody that sells gold and silver and has an audience or has a website or something like that, you have to lock in the price and then get the product as quickly as you can into the customer's hands. That's the best way to do it, and that's a great. It's just the way it works. It's nice to be able to just come in, buy it, and walk out with it. Unfortunately, we don't operate like a coin store specifically. We do the best we can to facilitate a fast purchase, but you know what? The customers, Joe, that I've been exposed to since I bought into the company in 2018, they're great. They understand it. They're very patient people. The gold and silver customers of Patriot are some of the most calm and relaxed people ever. You wouldn't think they were listeners by the way they behave, Joe, but it's because they've taken care of their business, right?
Absolutely. Patriot Radio News Hour. Jason and I will be right back after the break. 800-951-0592. Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason here, kind of just walking you through the process. Obviously, with our website, you can order anytime you want. If you're worried that maybe I'm not telling you the truth, oh no, they're going to call me, or they're going to try to bait and switch me. Go right out to our shopping cart online. You can order that way as well. and you can pay with a credit card. You can pay with a check. If you're picking up in our offices, you can pay with cash as well. We take all 4 major credit cards: Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover. I'm probably going to change this soon, but still right now we only charge 2% on those credit cards. And obviously all of you out there know that's a lot less than everybody else out there. Because, Jason, everyone wants those credit card points and all the credit card fees. I think people don't realize the merchant is the one that pays. All those free points that the credit card company's giving you, they're really not free. Right, the merchants are the ones that pay for it, so that's why if you ever wondered, hey, why are they charging the credit card fee? That's why, and again, it didn't used to be that way, but back in the day, you didn't get, they didn't have these points, get free this and free that, and once that happened, they changed the laws, and I want to say probably somewhere kind of, really fairly close to around the time of the financial crisis. They changed the laws that allowed for the merchants to actually charge an extra fee for taking the credit cards, and we're no different in that regard. But even if you order online, Jason, you can pay by check. If you pay by check, you put check in the promo code box. It takes the credit card fees off. In the notes section, you can say, I'm going to pick up in Colorado or pick up in Arizona. You have the same options either way, whether you order over the phone or if you order online.
Yeah, and that credit card fee is very generous. I don't think 2% is going to last too much longer, Joe. They were just, we know where society's heading. It's if the credit cards, if we get a lot, and we're getting more and more customers using credit cards, and because of that, even though Joe's only doing 2%, we get too many credit card fees. We see that bill at the end of the month. It's like, well, it just makes it so we have to adjust our pricing. So it's a half a dozen of one and 6 of another, right, Joe? It has to be.
Yeah, and that's the thing where unfortunately it gets worse instead of better. Every time we turn around, they're doing everything they possibly can to try to get you to use a credit card, which usually means giveaways and cash back and these fees. It used to be, pretty close to 3%. And if you did a debit cards were a little less. And so that 2% number was pretty reasonable. Now it's, Jason, it's almost 4% now.
Yeah, it's in my mind, it's almost criminal. They're basically charging credit card customers to push them into a credit card digital money system. Hey, they're charging you for you to depend on credit cards. I try not to use them, Joe, but we all know where it's headed. It's all going to be digital soon. But I just find it interesting. I love as long as we can establish that your check is good, and I haven't had a bad check maybe once since I've been here, and they got taken care of. The checks are always good. The cash is always good, and there's no fees attached. As long as we can handle it that way, I love that fashion. But you know what? Credit cards it's a fact of life, and we'll deal with it just like you guys do.
Yeah, and if you're saying, hey, if it matters to you, what's the best for us? Right now, it's checks, because the cash, we get charged to put cash in the bank anymore. It really is. But we don't care. We'll take whatever you do is fine. And again, we take all of those things. We also do IRAs, precious metals IRAs, and I just want to spend a little bit on this because the IRS, because the problem was getting so bad, actually added, like we needed more to the IRS code. They actually put a section of code in there specifically dealing with these companies telling you you can store an IRA at your house. You absolutely, positively, legally anyway, cannot do that. If you've done it, be careful, because if they find out, you know how the IRS is. Not only are you paying fines, it's the fees. Well, you know what? You misrepresented yourself, and you did that 10 years ago. You only would have owed us, say, $20,000, but because of the fees and the time, your tax bills, a couple $100,000. $20 gold, $2,095. Gold right now, $1,744. We've got rolls of U.S. Silver Eagles. That's $770. A case, you save even more. A case of Silver Eagles, $19,000. Silver's at $21.33 right now, and we are talking really quickly about IRAs. You got two choices. Now, you only have one choice. You got a couple of choices. We use a company called Gold Star Trust. Legally, when it comes to precious metals IRAs, the dealer cannot also be the administrator of your IRA. So we are the dealer. So we'll be the ones that provide the metals to the depository on your behalf. The administrator here at Patriot, we use a company called Gold Star Trust. Used to be American Church Trust back in the day when I had first started here. They got bought out by Gold Star. They're out of Texas. They'll be the ones that do the your financial statements and all the paperwork and all the legal type stuff. But now we have two different depositories. We have the Delaware depository, and then that depository that the state of Texas built. You decide where you want your metals to be stored. The only caveat, the one thing about IRAs that's a little bit different, Jason, is because the pre-33 gold is considered a collectible by the United States government, that's the one gold I can't put in there. I cannot put in $20 gold pieces. I can't put in Liberties or Saints or Indians. I can put in gold bars. I can put in Maple Leafs and Krugerrands and Gold Eagles. But, Jason, you can't put the pre-33 gold in those IRAs.
Yes. Yeah. Anytime you look up gold IRA, it always has a little asterisk, and it says pre-33 American gold cannot be put in there. It's right there. I'll do a little search on the internet. The little asterisk is always there, Joe. Yeah,
and it works just like, how does it work? It works just like any other IRA. The only difference is, in other words, the same rules and laws that apply to the traditional IRA would apply to your precious metals IRA. The only difference is, instead of buying a stock or a bond, you're buying the actual precious metals from us, and then we ship that metal on your behalf to whatever depository you had elected to put your things in. The nice part about it is it's really inexpensive. They do charge. There's a one-time setup fee and whatnot, but outside of that one-time fee, what's really neat is the only fees after that are the storage fees, and the storage fees, they're like a little, maybe $100. I haven't looked recently. $125 a year. So there's not a lot of fees involved. When you think about your current IRAs, depending on what type you have, you could be paying 1%, 2%, 3%. You don't pay anywhere close to that with a hard assets IRA. God bless everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. Don't forget about those backup turkeys. We'll be back on Monday with more Patriot Radio News Hour.